नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवं सुरासुरैर्वन्दितपादपद्मं लोके जरामृत्युनाशं दातारमीशं विविधौषधीनां शङ्खं चक्रं जलौकां दधतं मृतघटं चारुतोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छादिरुद्यं शुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमं भोजनेत्रम् कालाम्बोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसत् चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिन्तं निखिलगदमिव प्रौढदावाग्निनीलम्.
Namaste and welcome to this evening lecture series, special lecture series of Ayush Darpan. And again, Professor Raghavendra Udupa is here. I welcome to you, sir. As I already, you all know that today's topic is a case studies of Yukti Vipasray and Deva Pasray Chikitsa with an example of each. Previous lecture was very much shared by people, and I am just informing to Professor Udupa sir, your lecture was most viewed lecture in Facebook. तो आपका ये लेक्चर बहुत देखा गया है. This is a different topic, and as you all know that previously the ESI commissioner Prabhakar Rao was also present in this program, and he also appreciated this program. So I think that he again joins this program. So this is an interactive session, my dear doctors. So you can directly interact with Professor Udupa after the lecture. And so without wasting the time, I'm just giving just making co-host to Professor Udupa and just allowing the share screen option. So now you are co-host, sir, and now I'm just giving you the share screen option, so you can share your presentation here. Okay, over to you, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. We will talk about Daiva Partial Chikitsa. And in the last class, we have seen that what are the Daiva Partial Chikitsa and how it should be. Here in this class, as it is the last class of Daiva Partial Chikitsa and Agantu factors, I'll discuss the thing which I do in my clinical practice and the theory what I have studied in UG and PG level. And I have done so much of experiment with the aura scanner and the unknown factors. And every time it gives a wonderful result, in the sense, even though we know some of the things which are known as Agantu, which are unknown, like Bhuta or Vayu or Visha, these things, in a sense, it is very difficult to explain. But when you practice as told in the text, you will get a very good result, especially in case of certain areas of clinical practice, you have a very good result. So we will discuss what is Daiva Partial Chikitsa and how it can be utilized. Here I'm not going in detail about the references in depth, as all of you studied what are the Daiva Partial Chikitsa, and those references and meaning probably all of we have studied. That's why I use only the certain areas where I am concentrating more in Daiva Partial Chikitsa. Of course, every area of Daiva Partial Chikitsa is very difficult to practice, but at least to some area you can practice it. So in this way, I utilize this opportunity to explain Daiva Partial Chikitsa in different perspective as I understood in my clinical practice. So with this view, we start with the Daiva Partial Chikitsa. As all of you know that the Daiva Partial Chikitsa is nothing but mantra aushadi, mangala bali upahara, homa niyama prayaschitta, upavasa swastyena pranipata, and gamanadi. And here you can see, except gamanadi. Gamanadi means it is vidura deshadi gamanam, that will be explained later. Except that, the remaining it is a set of three. That is, first three, it is mantra aushadi mani. That is a combination of chanting mantras and using.
Sir, I have to mute all of the people as they are not they are opening their mics. 1 minute, sir. Just I'm muting all of the others. So you can unmute yourself, sir. Now, yeah. You can unmute, sir.
Yeah. Now it's
okay.
Audible.
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So it is a group of three. Like first group is it is mantra, aushadi, and mani. That is combination of chanting mantras of Vedas. As you know, we have 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda mantra. And Charaka Samhita says the Ayurveda, or the person who is studying Ayurveda, he is more connected to Atharva Veda. And if you study Atharva Veda, there are so many mantras for good purpose. In the sense, general public, if you say he has studied Atharva Veda, means people think that you have studied something which is unwanted, or you are harming the society. That is the belief, a common belief of in society. But if you see Rigveda, there are so many mantras like Garbha Raksha mantra or Rakshogna mantra. So many mantras are there which are helpful for the society or human being. And other than Atharva Veda, even in Rigvedas, we have so many mantras for specific purpose. We have Yakshmanashaka Sukta, that is the mantra which is good for curing Rajayakshma. That is mentioned there, Yakshmanashaka Sutra or Sukta. Similarly, Rakshogna Sukta. Many are there. So it is like, it is for the purpose that we have to select. It depends upon the person who has studied Veda, that is specific area. Each person is supposed to study at least one form of Veda, that is either Atharva Veda or Rigveda, Yajur Veda or Sama Veda. So I studied few portion of Rigveda. Usually I chant the mantras of Rigveda. And if that mantra, if it is chanted in a particular rhythm, every mantra has a rhythm. Like we have in music, we have upper note, middle note, and lower note. Similarly, every mantra, it has upper note, middle note, and lower note. So accordingly, how to chant, then there will be a vibration, and that vibration that can be transmitted throughout the area, and the person will get positive result. So that is the area, or that is the benefit of mantra. And people usually say, if you chant mantra, then there should be some belief, then only it will act. So that is the common question whenever I talk about mantra. It is not so, because when a person, imagine a person who is there in ICU in a coma condition or unconscious condition, sometime in the place like Udupi, the doctor, modern doctor, sometime used to say, we are doing our best. If you have anything else of your area or your side, you can do it. Then usually the family member, they consult astrology or consult astrologer, and usually they advise to do some chanting mantras like Mrityunjaya mantra or Mahamrityunjaya mantra, and to do homa with that particular mantra. And when it is done, the doctors, the modern doctors who are treating the particular case, they feel that all of a sudden that person is recovering or patient is recovering. It has been seen by many of incidents in this particular place. Like when Daiva partial chikitsa is performed without the notice of the patient, then also it has the positive result. It is not only the thing which belief is acting or the human presence is acting whenever mantra is chanted. So it is beyond that. And if you ask what is the mechanism of the mantra and its effect, there is an instrument called tonoscope or tonometer. You just see the Google, you search tonometer or tonoscope, which is an instrument with a metal plate on the upper area. And if you put some powder on that particular tonometer, and then you chant a particular mantra, then you will have a symmetrical figure or a symbol which is with some symmetry, like many triangles together or many circles together. So every mantra, when you chant with the help of tonoscope, you have different structures which are known as symmetrical. So symmetry suggests that the positive energy of the thing, positive energy of the thing, positive energy, and that should be just a minute. Positive energy, and many of the Western scholars, especially the people of European countries, the people or the scholars of German, they have utilized this tonometer, and they have studied the different structures, symmetrical structures produced by different mantras. We can utilize and you can see it simultaneously when you shout a person, when you scold a person, and when you see the structure which is seen on the top of tonometer, and you have asymmetrical structures or which are considered as a haphazard structure. So that is the beauty of mantra. When it is properly chanted, it will impart you positive energy, which is giving some symmetry to your body or some symmetrical energy to your body. And similarly, aushadam, it is aushadam means it is not the aushada which you are taking inside or oral medication. Here, aushada means it is wearing some herbs over the body. That is called aushada dharana. And the aushada dharana, it is mentioned in several contexts of the Ayurvedic treatment. If you see the Jwara Chikitsa, what we have studied in the last class, it is mentioned, that is agada aushada mani dharana, that is mentioned. Either you have to wear aushada, or you have to wear the precious stone, or you have to wear some of the agada. Agada means which are acting on the poison, that is called agada. So you have to wear those things, and that will give positive energy. And in Charaka Samhita Sutrasthana, that is in Indriyopakramani Adhyaya, it is mentioned as a part of Sadvrata, aushadam prashastaha dharayet. You have to select a particular aushada or herb, and then you will get positive energy. It has been seen in many of the patients with that instrument, what I have shown you in the last class, that is aura scanner. Suppose, imagine a person who is suffering from manoroga, or where there is vibrama of buddhi or smriti or any other factor which is related to manas. Then if you give yasti madhu in his hand, then if you ask him to walk for a long, then his energy will be increased more than 5 to 6 times. Imagine the earlier energy without yasti madhu. If it is some 30 feet, the aura of that particular person is 30 feet, and with yasti madhu or any other drug like vacha, or any other drug like samjna stapana dravya or samjna stapana dashemani, any drug you can test, he can have, or he can increase his energy around 150 feet or so. So that is whenever you wear a particular aushadha, then your body energy will be increased. And in some vratas, like Ananta Vrata or some other vrata, what we call as the religious procedure. What is vrata? I'll explain you later. It is form of niyama. Usually, the purohit is advise you to wear a turmeric along with a black thread or a red thread over the arm or the over the bhuja, near bhuja. So that is called aushadha dharana. It is also a form of aushadha dharana. And mani dharana, it is explained as the positive energy. It increases positive energy. But the unfortunate thing in the society is we are getting the monies or precious stones which are not of original thing, which are considered as artificial. Any Navaratna except Vaidurya and Vajra, you will get the like Neela or Gomedakam, you will get 90% of the stones are artificial stones. Either they are prepared out of glass bottle or the glass of a bottle, thick bottle, or it is prepared from some other metal and it is named as the Navaratna. In the market, most of the things which you feel that it is a Navaratna, it is not Navaratna, and you will have something in the form of substitute in the form of artificial thing. And how it is detected or how it can be detected? Usually, whenever I see the aura of a person who is sitting in front of me, when he is showing some negative energy, usually I ask, what are the things you are wearing? Like you have Navaratna ring or you have anything over the mala of this patika, etc. They say yes, either they have a mala or the ring, etc. And when it is removed, when Navaratna ring is removed, then the person is showing positive energy, means the Navaratna has some negative energy. But usually the patient or people will not consider this as a negative. They think that whatever available in the market, it is a real one. So, but in reality, you have the precious stones, 90% of the precious stones, they are not of the original source. And I get the monies which are having precious or in the Navaratna, I get good Vaidurya and good Vajra. And other thing, it's very expensive. Suppose you ask the price of Neela, it depends upon size, of course, but an ordinary Neela money to make a ring, then it will cost around 70 to 80,000. But in market, you will get Neela money around 5,000 to 10,000. How it is possible? Because it is not a original thing. And if you are wearing the artificial thing, anything like artificial mala or artificial stones or American diamond stones, you will have negative energy, and that will create some negative energy in your body, and that can lead to you in the form of disease manifestation. That's what Sushruta says, Mani Ratna Garhita Lakshana Nimitta Pradurbhavaihi or Pradurbhava Vyadihi. So you have to see this in the clinical practice. Usually I see this, whether the person is having some negative form of money. Then if you remove the negative energy, then person will get positive energy. Similarly, the ornaments of different symbols, like what we have, the Om symbol. And the Om, which usually we write as O and some arc and then top, it is having negative energy, and you have to write Om as O, like what you write in Hindi, and a dot. Then if you write in that way, then it is having positive energy. And whenever I go for checking aura for a particular area, like house or so, usually if he is a firm believer of Hinduism, then they have the symbol of Om, like U, like this one, arc, and then a star mark. It is having negative energy. I have seen in many places. If it is replaced with the O, which you write in Hindi, and a dot, it is having positive energy. I don't know how it is there in the society, but it is having the negative energy. And people suffer a lot if it is there right in front of the house, a big O right in front of the house, and the person will suffer a lot, not only a disease, in all other aspects of the life. That what I have seen. And when I check with the aura scanner, it shows negative energy. Definitely it shows negative energy. So that is how I utilize the money. You need not prescribe certain monies to a patient. The best way is to see what are the negative monies or precious stones he is wearing, and if it is removed, then the positivity will come. So getting positivity means removing the negative energy. That's what I am doing in clinical practice. Otherwise, for every patient, you cannot give the precious stones in the form of Navaratna as it is prescribed in the astrology, because the original thing, it's very expensive, and sometimes a person or patient may not affordable for that. So instead of that, you can use certain other monies like what we call uparatnas. Uparatna, in the sense, it is in the form of quartz, like what we call the rose quartz or aquamarine quartz, or many are there, amethyst and tiger eye. So these are nothing but different uparatnas, and you can use, when compared to Navaratnas, Uparatnas are not so expensive, and you can advise. Just like the tiger eye, a stone which looks like the eye of a tiger, and in Sanskrit it is called Vyaghranetra, and it is explained in Kautilya Arthashastra. When the Manidharana of Vyaghranetra or tiger eye is done, the person will be free from the evil eye, or what we call the drishti dosha. Drishti dosha is evil eye, or the manusha drishti. The person will be free from manusha drishti. So that is the effect of tiger eye. Similarly, the rose quartz, that will increase the human energy in form of relationship. Suppose if there is a negative energy between husband and wife, and you are not getting the exact cause of the negative energy between the couple, then if you keep the rose quartz between husband and wife, then the instrument shows positive energy. Then usually I advise to keep a positive energy form of stones like a quartz, like rose quartz, etc. If a person is suffering from the pittaja disorders, where the heat of the body is increased, and the patient is also complaining, I am having the heat factor more in my body, then you may ask him to wear the moonstone. Moonstone is again a form of quartz. Similarly, the person is suffering from the kaphaja disorders, where the shita guna is more, then to convert shita guna into ushna guna, you can advise him to wear sunstone. You will get it in the market, sunstone and moonstone. Of course, again, you have to search for a good source for the original one. So this is how I practice in my clinical practice. First, you try to remove the negative energy in the form of different stones, in the form of artificial one, or the stone which is distorted, or stone with the different shapes which are not or which are symbolizing some negative energy. So that should be removed. And then if it is needed, then you use some monies like uparatna or so. So this is like how you have to use the mantra, aushadha, money individually. How it can be utilized combinedly, that I'll explain later in the presentation. And then the other things like mangala, bali, upahara, and all, we will discuss now one after the other. And here I'm starting from bottom to top. Like we will take gamanadi first. Gamana means it is a Tirtha Kshetra Gamana, or what we call Vidura Desha Gamana. Vidura Desha Gamana means you have to go for a place in the form of pilgrimage. And that is also considered as an indicator, or it is a point to be considered for positive energy. That is Vidura Desha Gamana. So Vidura Gamana means it is Vidura Deva Digamnam, as told by Chakrapani. So here Vidura means the person should visit a place of worshipping, which is far from his place, and he has to visit that. So that is considered as a positive energy. And it is tested in many areas or many places where the maximum positive energy is seen. The best example what I can quote you is Devadigamanam, Vidura Devadigamanam, for the people who are staying here in this particular place of the coastal belt of Karnataka, like Udupi area. They used to go to Tirupati once in every year. That is a custom here, that you should go like that. So why they go and what is the energy they are getting? It is positive energy. The reason, you may ask, I have checked the energy of the Tirupati when I visited several times. It has very good positive energy. It's not only the premises of temple, it is the total, the hill where that particular temple is located. So it has very good positive energy. And when you visit there and when you stay for some time, at least some 12 hours or so, you will have positive energy. And it is assessed both qualitatively and quantitatively. So qualitative assessment is the aura scanner, what I have shown you last class. That is aura scanner, which is moving both sides. That is called qualitative. There is no precise measurement. And there is another instrument which is known as the um, which reads the electromagnetic field. That is called EM field detector. You can see in the Google, there are many EM field detectors. EM field detectors means electromagnetic field detectors, where you have a small instrument like a mobile phone, and when you switch it on, it will show the microvolt per meter. That is the electromagnetic field per that particular area, square meter. And when you have that particular instrument on, it has three readings. Like it shows the green color, which is from a particular reading, then orange, which shows some form of negative energy, and red color, it shows maximum negative energy. And when this instrument is used in the place like Tirupati, it shows green color always. In the sense, it is having very good positive energy. When you go for certain areas with this particular EM field detector, you have orange color. That means you can see that this person is living in a place where the electromagnetic field is not so good. If it is totally red throughout a house, or if it is totally red throughout the entire area, then you should consider it as the place of maximum negative energy. Then how to correct it? Again, that it depends upon the condition. Like I follow the Sushruta's method. You have to check whether there is some upakaranas or the pieces like show pieces which are having negative energy, that you have to remove. Then you have to see the idols of various gods in the puja room. If it is negative, then you have to remove. Then the place of residence, whether it is having positive energy or negative energy, that should be considered. Then the people who are living in that particular area or house, whether they are having positive energy or negative energy. By seeing all this, then try to get the negative energy out, then you will get positive energy. But in certain areas, like I told Tirupati, you need not correct anything because it is having maximum positive energy. That's why it attracts so many people there. So that is the Gamana, that is Vidura Deva, the Gamanam. And it is observed by many patients also. When they go for pilgrimage and when they come back, they show maximum positive energy. The aura which was there around 50 feet before and after that Tirthayatra or pilgrimage, it will increase around 200 feet or so for a period of 3 months. It's not a permanent one. It will change. The body energy, human body energy is every time it is changing. It's not a constant thing. The physical energy of a human body, it is not a constant thing. Every time it is changing. So at least for a period of 2 to 3 months, they have positive energy because of Vidura Devadi Gamanam or Gamanam. And here it is mentioned Gamanadi, it is mentioned. So Adi means it is not only in the form of money and mantra, ushada, etc., which are explained in the list, the previous list. It is not only these things which you have to consider as Daiva Pashra Chikitsa. Adi means the dhupa or what we call fumigation. That is also coming under Daiva Pashra Chikitsa. If you see Kashyapa Samhita, Dhupa Kalpadhyaya, he has mentioned several dhupas like Ashtanga Dhupa, Kaumara Dhupa, many dhupas. And every dhupa is having a specific purpose. If you put this particular dhupa, you will have this particular positive energy. It is mentioned. For example, Kaumara dhupa, it is good for Kumara. Similarly, some other dhupa, it is mentioned like it is good for Bhuta, Preta, Pishacha, Yaksha, Gandharva, etc. spirits. So that is mentioned. You just go through that. And what is dhupa in the end of that particular chapter of Kashyapa Samhita? It is explained. Dhupa, it is a miniature of doing a yajna or yaga. In yajna or yaga, what you are doing, you are putting a fire and offering something to the fire so that you have like positive energy. Similarly, dhupa, where Agni is utilized and some form of powder it is utilized and fire is put and it is the positive energy is increased. So it is a miniature of yajna or havana. It is mentioned in the Kashyapa Samhita. You just go through that, how Agni is praised in the end of that particular chapter. Similarly, wearing srak and dama. What is srak? It is murdhara pushpamala, that is keeping the flower over the head, especially by females. In olden days, in ancient India, even the males are also using the flowers over the head. That is called Murdarha Pushpamala. Now, because of changing scenario or changing living style, even the female are also not using the flowers so much. So the srak means the flowers utilized over the head. Dama means Graiveyakadi Pushpamala, a mala which is there around the neck, that is called dama. Both are form of flower and pushpamala only, but srak it is over the head and dama it is around the neck. You may ask, what is the use of this particular dharana of pushpa, various flowers? I will explain you with a few things. You have a book called Pushpa Ayurveda, which explains about the use of flowers in Ayurveda, that is Pushpa Ayurveda, which is written in the form of numerology. Numerology is like 1, 2, 3. When you convert it into different aspects, then you will get the shloka. That is called numerology or Sankhya Shastra. For example, Mahabharata, it will be called as Jaya. Jaya means the Jakara, it is 8. Ka, ka, ga, ga, nga, cha, cha, ja. That is 8 number. And Yakara, the last line, Yara, Lava, Sha. So it is 1. So 81. That is the symbol of Mahabharata. When you reverse that 81, it will become 18. That is 18. So 81 will become 18. So that is connected to Mahabharata. Why Mahabharata is having the number 18 is, it is the parvas, total parvas. It is 18 parvas in Mahabharata. There were 18 Akshohinis in the force of military force of Mahabharata war, and the war it continued for 18 days. So number 18 is very specific to Mahabharata. That's why it is called Jaya. Jaya in the sense it is a code word for Mahabharata. Instead of telling Mahabharata, the people used to use code words like Jaya. I have studied Jaya. Jaya means that is 8 and 1. When it is reversed, it is 18. Similarly, the Pushpa Ayurveda, the entire slokas of Pushpa Ayurveda, it is written in the form of code words, and it is decoded also. It is written in Kannada in the form of decoding. The various slokas are decoded, and a student from Mysore Ayurveda College, he has studied Pushpa Ayurveda, and he has written much about these things. And you may ask, what is the use in the form of Daiva partial chikitsa? Of course, we have the Pushpasava in the form of Dhatakyasava in Charaka Samhita, and many things are explained in Sushruta also in the form of the Pushpa Varga. But what is the use of Daiva partial chikitsa? How it works? I'll give one example. What I have noticed some 5 years ago, when we were conducting, or when we were finding out the aura of different females in an institute. The most of the females, they have shown the aura or the positive energy of 50 feet with the large amount of gold ornaments or golden ornaments and many other stones. And so there was a lady, she was not having much golden ornaments, but her aura was around 200 feet. She walked throughout that corridor, and total length of that corridor of that particular institution, it was around 250 feet. How it is possible? Then we checked what are the positive things in her. Then we found out that on that particular day, she wore the Champaka Pushpa, what we call chameli in Hindi, I think. So Champaka Pushpa, she wore 3 Champaka Pushpa on the back of her head. And that is the reason she showed the energy, positive energy of 200 feet. So with curiosity, we asked her to remove that particular Champaka Pushpa, and we asked to walk along to see the aura. Then her energy, it was around 60 feet. So that's how you can increase the aura of a particular person, where the flowers are used for dharana. And when this experiment was conducted, next day onwards, we could see many females, they used to wear pushpas or the srak, or not only the srak, not the dhama. So srak we could see in the college campus. That's how you can induce the positive energy using the flower, that is the srak or dhama. That is explained in Sushruta Samhita. If you see the treatment for agantu factors, especially for the bhutas, he has mentioned wearing of srak and wearing of dhamma, that is good for removing the evil spirits. And every flower, it has a specific aura or specific positive energy. Like jasmine, it is also having positive energy. Similarly, many flowers, and the best way to find out which flowers are good for you, any flower which is having good aromatic smell, it is having positive energy. That's why in olden days and even nowadays also in temples, the huge amount of flowers are used for worshipping, so that the energy of that particular area can be enhanced. So that is the value of the flower. Then the pranipata means it is namaskara, that is pranamo, vandanam, etc. That is whenever we see a person, we used to do like this, namaskara. That is namaha or namaste, namahate. I'll bend you, I'll bow you. That is the meaning of pranipata or namaskara. And the best way of namaskara, there are many namaskaras. That is Kayika Namaskara, Vachika Namaskara, and Manasa Namaskara. The Manasa Namaskara means it is Anjali Purvaka. You close both of your hands, and if you do like this, that is called Manasa Namaskara. That its symbol, it represents that I will bow to you. That is Namaha Te or Namaha Kara. So this is the called Anjali Purvaka Namaskara. Then Vachika Namaskara means it is Mantra Purvaka, with some mantra, chanting the mantras. And if you are telling that namami aham, I am bending, I am forwarding, or I am going to you, then that is called mantra purvaka. In many of the rituals, this mantra will come. That is namaskara mantras. And kaika namaskara means it is sa ashtanga namaskara. That is, the 8 parts of the body should touch to the ground, and you are lie down on the ground, facing the face down, and keeping the hands above. That is called sa ashtanga namaskara. That is dobhyam, that is your shoulders should touch the earth. Padbyam, your pada should touch the earth. Then janubhyam, your knee joint should touch the earth. That is 3 parts. Then urasa, shirasa, manasa, vachasa. So totally it is the 8 factors should join together and combine together. Then that is called ashtanga pranama. Ashtanga pranama means the shoulders, then feet, then knees, and chest, head, then manas or mind, then with vachasa. Vachasa means walk. So totally it is 8 in number. That is totally ashtanga namaskara. Then drusha, even the eyes that should touch the ground. So that is called sa ashtanga namaskara or sastanga namaskara. Usually you can see the sastanga namaskara in some of the rituals, and some people even today they perform this form of sa ashtanga namaskara. And you can see mantra pura namaskara also, and anjali pura namaskara also. But what the shastra says, dharma shastra says, if you do namaskara like this with one hand, that is considered to be papa, like how you say hi. If you say like this with one hand, then it is considered as you are inducing negative energy, or you are creating negative energy. So at least you can do the anjali puraka namaskara like namahate or namaste. So this is how the manasa namaskara is done. Then vachika namaskara, that is mantra purvaka. We are not discussing much with that. Then sastanga namaskara you can perform. Then you can see the reference in Charaka Samhita, Indriyopakramani Adhyaya, in the form of Sadvrata. It says, Chatushpathanam Namaskarta. You have to bow, or you have to do Namaskara for Chatushpata. If you take the word meaning of Chatushpata, then you should conclude like every crossroad you have to do Namaskara. That is the meaning. But here, the word meaning of Chatushpata is, it is the like it is Chatur Ashrama. What we call, every person, he has 4 stages in his life. The first one is Brahmacharya, that is the study period where the knowledge is gained. So Brahma means Jnana. So Jnanacharya, it is the period of learning in the form of Gurukula system, that is Brahmacharya. Then Garhyastya, after getting the knowledge, he'll get married, and that is called Grihastha and that is called Garhastya. And after certain age, then he should go to a forest along with his wife, and he should not construct a building or house there, and whatever it is available, he should eat and he should live. That is called Vanaprastha. And sannyasa means the last stage of the life, where everything, it is considered as nashwara, and person is concentrating only on moksha. So that is called sannyasa. And in Charaka Samhita, it is said, sannyasa sarva sukhanam in Agraushadhi. So these are the 4 stages of a life. That is Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and sannyasa. And that is called Chatushpata. Chatvaraha Panthanaha Brahmacharyadayaha Ashrama Yasya Tasya Chatushpata. So that is called Chatushpata. So Chatushpatanam Namaskarta means you should bend forward to a person who has seen all these stages in his life. That is from good study to the married life, then the life in the forest, where that is Aniketa Vasaha in forest, then sannyasa. Then you should bend forward, or you should do namaskara to him. Then you may ask, what makes the difference when you do namaskara to a person? Then the answer is, it depends upon the person who you are going to do namaskara. As told in Sushruta Samhita, I mean Charaka Samhita, the desha, it is considered as Bhumi desha and Deha desha. And in Deha desha, the human body, it is either with the full of positive energy or full of negative energy. Sometimes neutral energy is also observed. So if it is positive energy, then in Charaka Samhita Sutrasthana 7th chapter, Navegan Dharani Adhyaya, he has mentioned Sevyaha Purushaha. Means if a person with full of positive energy, then you can do namaskara, so that you will also get positive energy. If a person is negative energy, then the author Charaka says, Parivarjya Naradhamaha, you should avoid such personalities. And if you do namaskara to him, you will get negative energy. That is seen in many of the patients. If they went to a particular guru, or what we call, who is having the sannyasa ashrama, then after getting some blessing from him, with some form of puja to him and blessing from him, then he will show the increased aura from 50 feet to 150 feet or so. That is seen. And that after that, his problem will be solved. That is Sevyaha Purusha, you have to do namaskara. Simultaneously, if you bend or namaskara, if you do namaskara for a negative personality, then your energy will be increased or reduced. So Parivarjya Naradama, you should avoid. For that reason, he has mentioned, you have to avoid certain people, and you have to do namaskara, or you have to sevya, or you have to get contact with a few people. That it is based on positive energy and negative energy. And you have to decide who is having positive energy and who is having negative energy. I have checked the energy of few yatis or sages who are there around this particular place, who have adopted sannyasa ashrama. Sannyasa ashrama means they are not getting married, and in the young age only they get sannyasa, and they are appointed for worshipping in the temple, that is called sannyasa ashrama. When this aura scanner is utilized for getting the positive energy, few sages or yatis, they have shown the positive energy around 500 meters. And even in some areas, some people, it is observed for 1 kilometer. So that is the amount of positive energy few people have. And when you do namaskara to them, you will at least get some 50 to 60 feet of positive energy from them with their blessing. And simultaneously, if a person is having negative energy of 1 kilometer and you are doing namaskara to him, his negative energy will come to you. And if your positive energy before doing namaskara to him, if it is 50 feet, then it will come to 0 or minus 10. So that's how you have to see the people around you. You should decide whether he is having positive energy or negative energy. Then how to check without that instrument the positive personalities and negative personalities? The best way, the best thing you can observe is in Ashtanga Hridaya, Dashavida Papa is mentioned, like Himsa Steya Anyata Kama Paishunya Purushanrata Sambinna Lapa Vyapadam Apidya Dragviparyaham. So it is considered as a Kaika Papa, Vachikama Papa, and Manasika Papa. Just get the meaning of those Dashavida Papa and try to see whether this particular person is having any of these Dashavida Papa. If he is having 1 or 2 Dashavida Papa out of that particular list, then that person is having negative energy. If no factor is observed after observing him for a long time, then you can assess him as he is having positive energy. That's how you have to see the person without checking with the aura scanner. And similarly, there is Bhumi Desha. This is about Deha Desha. There is Bhumi Desha. And in Bhumi Desha also, we have positive bhumi and negative bhumi. The positive bhumi, the example is Devatayatana, that is the place of worshipping. You don't ask of which religion, any religion with the proper prayer and proper puja, you have a place with the positive energy. That is, here I have mentioned it as Devatayatana, the place of worshipping. If the worshipping is done with the good purpose, then that person, that place is having the positive energy. That's why in olden or in ancient India, at least there should be one temple in that particular village or a place, so that the positive energy will be there throughout that village or throughout that particular town. So that's how the energy is uh, produced in a particular area, so that every day there will be chanting of mantras, there will be pujas, there will be offering of so many flowers, there is use of so many aromatic substances, and the people are donating, and many things are there which are considered as the positive things, so that the total area will become the positive. Suppose if there is no proper worshipping, or if there is negative worshipping, or something in the form of abnormal worshipping, then that place will become negative energy. So that's how I have seen in many places. The place of worship is also very important. Suppose you have a place of good Devatayana or a Devatayana with good positive energy, you will also get that particular positive energy. If it is negative energy, then that will harm you. Even a certain, I have seen a few temples around this particular place. One temple of Lord Shiva, it has positive energy around 5 kilometers. Even if you go away from that particular temple around 5 kilometers, this instrument is showing that particular temple as positive energy. Few temples, they have positive energy around 1.5 to 2 kilometers. And even a small temple with no much devotees, it may have the positive energy around 2 kilometers. It all depends upon how worshipping is going, how the things are done there. So it depends upon that, the positive energy will come. And simultaneously, there are some negative energy places like the smashana, the place of crematorium. It is always a place of negative energy. But you may ask, many Naga sadhus or smashanikas, they get positive energy there. It's there, the positive energy is there, but for an ordinary man, it is showing negative energy. It is not always. Whenever he is going to that particular place during midnight or during night, then that negative energy will come. That's why in the list of Prajna Parada, it is mentioned, Akala Deshe Sancharaha. You should not move around night in some negative energy places. Similarly, Aghatana, the place where the animals are killed, that is also having negative energy. That is the slaughterhouse. If you are residing near a place of Aghatana, then you will also get the negative energy. It all depends upon how much of positive energy you have. If you have very good positive energy, then these things will not alter much in your energy. But you have a weak energy, then you will get negative energy. So that's how you have to see Bhumi Desha and Deha Desha. What are the positive energy places and the people that you have to select and you have to follow, so that your energy will be increased. If it is negative energy and the person if is having negative energy, then you will also get that. So these are some of the complex things which are difficult to assess with the naked eyes. It's not so easy that the negative energy is coming from this direction. Only with the instrument it can be done. Even for the person, by simple look, you cannot tell this person is having maximum aura or the positive energy. Recently, for this particular area, there was an article from USA stating that if you make a rotation around the cow and if you hug that particular cow for a few seconds, then the aura will be increased. The reason is the cow, especially the Indian cow, it is having maximum energy. If you make a person to move along with a cow, then the energy will increase up to 1 kilometer for an ordinary man. That's why in olden days, every person, every family, it should have at least a cow shed and few cows, because whatever negative energy will come to you, it will be taken by the cows which are having positive energy. And if there is too much of negative energy in the form of occult practice or anything else, the cow will die. That is the observation which is commonly seen in this particular area of coastal belt of Karnataka. So the cow, it is having positive energy. That's why in Sushruta it is mentioned, I mean Charaka, in the context of Indriyopakarmani Adhyaya, it is mentioned in the form of Sadvrata, Deva Go Brahmanan Archayitva, that is mentioned. Why you have to do, or why you have to worship Deva, the place or the unknown factor, it is having positive energy. Then Go, it is having positive energy. Brahmana means who has studied Veda. And if he is having positive energy, then you have to worship. So this is how the things were taught in ancient India. But nowadays we are questioning everything and we don't know the real sense behind that. So you can use these things as Daiva Pashra Chikitsa. No, though it is not directly mentioned there, there is a form of namaskara here. So you do namaskara for a person who is having positive energy, and don't do namaskara for a person who is having negative energy. So this is how the namaskara or the sastanga namaskara, that is pranipata, can be explained. Then swastyayana. Swastyayana means it is like chanting some of the mantras or with words telling that you should get good things in your life. That is called swastihi mangalasya vachanam. That is, either you have to tell verbally that you should get good things in your life, or you will get good things in your life. That is a vachana. Or there are few mantras which are considered as swasti vachaka mantra. And if those mantras are chanted, then the positive energy will be increased. That is in Charaka Sutra 15th chapter, where before doing Vamana and Virechana, it is mentioned Brahmanan swasti vachanam karayitva. So swasti vachana should be done before panchakarma. The reason is, before doing any procedure, to avoid negative energies, if you are creating some positive energies, negative energies will be nullified. That is Brahmanan swasti vachanam karayitva. And in Charaka Sharira 8 also, in the context of Namakarana, it is mentioned Shikinaha Shuklavasasu Avyangascha Brahmanan swasti vachayitva. Certain rules are given for a Brahmana. He should have shikha over his back of head, and Shuklavasasa wearing the white cloth, and Avyangascha Brahmanan swasti vachayitva. He should do swasti vachana. So it is a part of a ritual which increases positive energy. Recently, when I was hearing a discussion in a group, one group was telling swasti vachana, etc., it is a tradition. There is nothing or no meaning for that. It is not so. It has some positive energy, and that is induced before doing treatment. So that is swastyayana or swasti vachana. And in Rigveda, there is a swastyayana sukta. Sukta means a group of mantra. It says Mahinam avo astviti pati swastyanam. So the mantra starts like Mahitrinam avo. So if you chant that particular mantra, then your journey, that will become good. So that is the context where Swastyena Sukta is mentioned. That is Swastyenam Pathi Japet. Pathi means during your journey, this mantra should be chanted, so that you will not get anything in the form of accidents or disturbances to your journey. So that is Swastyena Sukta. In Sushruta Samhita also, in Sutrasthana, you have a mantra which can be told like Swasti Vachaka mantra. It says, Swasti te Bhagavan Brahma, Swasti Devascha Kurutam, Swasti Agnischa Vayuscha, Swasti Deva Sahendragaha, Pitamaha Kritaraksha, Swasthyairvardhatantava, Itayaste Prashamyantu Sada Bhavagatavyataha. So it says, when you do, it is called the Rakshogna Vidana. Rakshogna Vidana means when you are afflicted with some evil spirit or bhutabada or grahavesha, then what you have to do? You have to put a dhupa on one side, dhupa of gugulu, aguru, sarjarasa, etc. drugs which are mentioned there, which are considered as Vedana Rakshogna Aushada. And on other side, on a pot, you have to get water and then you have to sprinkle over the patient's body using a kusha or darba or anything, or using simple hand. So that is called Udakumbha Chapo Grahitva Prokshayan Raksha Karma Kuriyat Tadvakshamaha. And that is mentioned in the same chapter, that is 5th chapter. And why it should be mentioned, or why it should be performed? It says, Krityanam Pratighatartam Tata Raksha Bhayasya Raksha Karma Karishyami Brahma Tadanumanyam. So the purpose, there are two purposes. That is Krityanam Pratighatartam. Kritya means I have explained in the last class. That is Kupita Mantrino Abhichara Karma Janita Rakshasi Visheshaha, a form of occult practice. If it is there, it should go back. That is Krityanam Pratighatartam. Pratighata means you are opposing or you are sending back. That is called Pratighatartam. Tata Raksha Bhayasya. Raksha Bhaya means, the Raksha means Devadi, that is Deva, Asura, Yaksha, etc. what you have studied in the previous class. So if you have affliction of any of these, then that should be removed. So that is mentioned. So it is a combination of mantra, a tantra, that is sprinkling water over the patient's body, or you can sprinkle yourself, that is tantra. Then dhupa. Dhupa means it is in the form of Deva Pasha Chikitsa. Then it says, the total mantra goes like this. Pratyanam Pratighatartam Tata Raksha Bhayasya Raksha Karma Karishyami Brahma Tadanumanyam Naga Pishacha Gandharva Pitaro Yaksha Rakshasaha Abhidravanti Ye Tvam Brahmadya Ghantutan Sada Prithviyamantarikshe Cha Ye Charanti Nishacharaha Dikshu Vastu Nimasascha Pantutte Namaskataha Pantutva Munayo Brahmya Divya Rajashye Tata Parvataschaiva Nadyascha Sarva Sarvecha Sagaraha Agni Rakshata Te Jihvam Pranad Vayustateva Cha Somo Vyanam Apanante Parjanya Parirakshatu Udanam Vidyatah Pantu Samanam Stanait Namaha Balamindro Balapatir Manumanye Matintata Kamam Ste Pantu Gandharva Sattvamindro Virakshatu Prajnante Varuno Raja Samudro Nabhimandalam Chakshus Suryo Dishashrotre Chandrama Patute Manaha Nakshatrani Sadarupam Chayam Pantu Nishastava Retastwapyayantvaporo Romanyo Shadayastata Akhasham Kanite Pantu Dehantava Vasundhara Vaishwanara Shirah Padu Vishnastava Parakramam Paurusham Purushashrestha Brahmatmanam Dhruvo Bhruvo Eta Dehe Visheshena Tava Nityahi Devataha Etastvam Satatam Pantu Dirghamayuravapnuhi Swasti Te Bhagavan Brahma Swasti Devascha Kuruta Swasti Agnischaiva Vayuscha Swasti Deva Sahendragaha Pitamaha Krita Raksha Swasthyairvardhatantava Itayaste Prashamyantu Sada Bhavagatavyataha. So this is the total mantra which is explained in that context. And every time if you are sprinkling the water, plain water, over the patient body, the patient will get positive energy. That I have seen in many of the patient where maximum negative energy is observed and no Deva Apashraya is working. Sometime I used to do this with the form of the thing like a mantra, tantra, and the dhupa aushadas prayoga simultaneously. So that's how the Deva Apashraya Chikitsa works. It is not only the only one mantra you have to chant. It is a combination, mantra with homa, or mantra with some tantras, or mantra with the mani and aushada. So it is a combined thing. Sometime you can see in the practice or in the society. If possible, I'll show you some of the things which I have observed and I am performing. If it is there, I'll show you. And then it is the upavasa. I'm not going in detail much about upavasa. So people say that upavasa is nothing but langhana, which is explained in Ayurveda. Here, though upavasa and langhana, which says the same purpose, keeping the stomach empty, but there is difference. Langhana, it is form of yukti upashraya chikitsa, which comes under Dashavida Langana, that is Upavasa, Vyayama, etc. Here, the Upavasa, it is done for a specific purpose in the form of Agantu factor. For example, here Nitya Upavasa means Ekadashi Vrata. Like on every 11th day, the person, if he is following the total fasting, then that is called Ekadashi Vrata. And Naimitika Upavasa means it is Prayashchitta Rupa. Suppose in astrology or in horoscope, if the astrologer is observing you have maximum papa karma in previous life or certain papa karma in the previous life, and for that the Prayashchitta is advised. Prayashchitta means to remove the negative energy of past life. Certain things are advised in the form of fasting, then that is called Naimittika Upavasa. Kamya Upavasa means like you are desires to get something, then that is called Kamya Upavasa. So it is that is one meaning of Upavasa. The second meaning is Upavratasya Papebhyo Yascha Vaso Gunaihi Saha Upavasa Savijnayah Sarva Bhoga Vivarjita. That is the papas, you are getting free from Dashavida Papa or all papas, then that is also considered as Upavasa. That's what I told. A person who is having positive energy. Why positive energy will come? The Dashavida Papa, if it is not there, then that is considered as Punya, and the positive energy will come. And that is also a form of Upavasa. So every time try to advise few things about Dashavida Papa. That is Ahimsa, that is Paishunya, Purushandrata, etc. Whatever I have told. So that is about Upavasa. And you can use it both, like Upavasa as Yukti Upashraya Chikitsa and Upavasa as Daiva Upashraya Chikitsa. It depends upon the person. If he is Astika, then you can advise Upavasa in the form of both Langana and Daiva Upashraya Chikitsa. If he is Nastika, you don't tell this is a Daiva Upashraya Chikitsa. You tell on particular this day you have to do fasting. He may ask, why you have to do fasting? Then you tell that's good for your body. That is, you might have heard about autophagy. That is, when you are doing fasting, the negative energy inside the stomach will be cleared. You may explain in that way. And a person got Nobel Prize for that autophagy. And you tell him that this is the thing what is observed. Then he is quite satisfied with your answer. Then you make it as Yukti Upashraya Chikitsa and you advise. It all depends upon person who is sitting in front of you. If he is Nastika, advise Upavasa in the form of Langhana as Yukti Upashraya Chikitsa. If he is Astika, then tell few things about Daiva Upashraya Chikitsa and make it as Daiva Upashraya Chikitsa like Nitya Upavasa or Naimittika Upavasa or Kama Upavasa. Or you ask him to avoid Dashavida Papa, so that the Upavasa purpose will be performed or fulfilled. Then Prayashchitta, as I told, Prayashchitta Upavasa. Prayashchitta means removing the negative energy of a person. And you may ask how negative energy will be assessed. It is based on the Graha Nakshatra Charita of your horoscope. Horoscope show you what you were there in the past life, and accordingly your nakshatras will come. For example, if a person who is having Guru Graha in Nicha Avastha or in a bad condition, it means that in previous life he has done some negative thing for his teacher or preceptor, so that in this life he is having Guru Nicha. Similarly, if Shani is in bad condition, means in previous life he has done something related to that. So that's what the horoscope says. So for that, the particular corrections or correction will be advised by the astrologer, and that is called Prayashchitta in the form of vratas like Chandrayana Vrata, or many vratas are also advised. And that is Prayasya Papasya Chittam Vishodhanam. That is the removing negative energy. then that is called prayaschitta. The person should be aware why I'm doing that, and then that is called prayaschitta. And if you see the synonym of chikitsa in Charaka Samhita Chikitsa Sthana, third chapter, it says, first chapter, it's not in third chapter, Chikitsitam Vyadiharam Pathyam Sadhanam Aushadam Prayashchittam Prashamanam Prakristhaapanam Hitam. Prayashchitta, it is considered as a form of treatment. So though it is a Daiva Pashra Chikitsa, it is mentioned there. And if you see a book like Veera Simhavalokana, which is a combined thing or combined explanation of Ayurveda, Jyotisha Shastra, and Karma Vipaka. Karma Vipaka means whatever good or bad karma you have done in the past life, that will show its effect in this life. That is called Karma Vipaka. So it is a combination of Ayurveda, Jyotisha, and Karma Vipaka. For every disease in Veera Simhavalokana, these things are explained. For example, if it is Arshoroga, what is astrology, or what are the astrological explanation for Arshas, that will be explained there. And then what are the Ayurvedic treatment for that, and what are the Karma Vipaka. These things are explained in a particular area for Varshas. Or similarly, for various disorders, the Ayurveda, Karma Vipaka, and astrology, it is explained in Veera Simhavalokana. If anybody is interested, you can see that. At least you will get an idea how the Daiva Pashra Chikitsa is combined along with the Yukti Pashra Chikitsa. And similarly, we have a reference in Shvitra. It says, Shvitram kasyachideva pranashyati kshina papasya. He says, a person is getting Shvitra because of Papa of Purva, which is considered as Daiva. That is Daivam Atmakritam Vidyat Karmam Yat Purudehikam. I have explained it in the beginning of this particular series. That is what is Daiva and Purushakara. So Daiva, if it is too bad, and we call it as Papa also. If the Papa Kshaya is there, then Shvitra may cure. So that is Shvitram kasyachiteva pranashyati kshina papasya. If it is reduced, then Shvitra will be reduced. Similarly, for every disease, if there is Pakakala, what we call Karma Vipaka, if it is, for example, you have negative energy of 100 marks, if total 100 marks negative energy is removed by Prayaschitta, then your disease may cure. That is called Prayaschitta. So it is for the Prayasya Papasya Chittam Vishodhanam. That is Prayaschitta. And then another Daiva Pashra Chikitsa, Niyama, that is considered as Vrata, or what we call it is the rules of a family. You may have certain Vrata in a particular family, like Varamahalakshmi Vrata. In few families you can see this, or Vinayaka Vrata, the puja of Lord Ganesha, that is every year you have to perform, that is called Vinayaka Vrata, or Ananta Vrata, that is also a family thing, like you should not discontinue that. Vrata means that is continuously you should follow that every year, that is called Vrata. Then many other Vratas are there. I have not listed here everything. Then if you perform these Vratas continuously, suppose you have not stopped that particular ritual in between, then you will have positive energy. Suppose you have stopped it, and sometime you are also not aware that that was there in your family, then you will be having problems in form of health. So that is Shamsita Vrataha Sevyaha. In the same chapter of Novegandaraniya Adhyaya, it says, to get positive energy, you should find out a person who is following the vratas of his family, and then you have to do namaskara, or you have to get the company of him. That is called Sevyaha Shamsita Vrataha. What is Shamsita Vrata? It is Avalambita Niyamaha. The people or the family members who have not discontinued the vratas or niyama of family, then that is called the vrata or avalambita niyamaha. And in Charaka Samhita Sutrasthana, Sadvrata Adhyaya, it is our Indriyopakramani Adhyaya, in the context of Sadvrata, it says, Na niyamam bhindyat. If there is a family ritual which is in the form of vrata or niyama, you should not discontinue it, or you should not stop it. Bhindyat means that's breaking. You should not break that particular vrata. and that is called vrata. You may ask, what happens if that particular niyama or vrata is discontinued? You might have studied or you may know about a concept of epigenetics. What epigenetics says that certain human changes in the form of the DNA changes, which are occurring due to environmental factors. This is a new concept for the epigenetics. Here, the DNA, it is not changed structurally, but they can find out certain changes in the DNA, which is because of the environmental factor. So niyama, it is an environmental factor which comes through family. So it from one family, one person to another person, it should go or it should pass. So if it is followed, then the epigenetics says he is having good form of DNA. If it is not there, then you may get some diseases like cancer or some other disorder also. And what Sushruta says as the upasarga, upasargascha, it is mentioned in Vyadi Samudesha Adhyaya. Upasarga, there are many meaning for upasarga. One is bhuta upasarga, which is already explained in the previous class. Another is upasarga means change of disease. Like every time the disease is changing from one form to another form, that is called upasarga. The third explanation, which is told by Chakrapani in the commentary of Sushruta Samhita, he says, if the puja or the worshipping, if it is discontinued, then that is a cause for upasarga vyadi. So even the proper worshipping, which was there in the family, if it is discontinued, then it is a cause for upasargaja vyadi. So this is also a form of negative energy. Usually, if you go to a good astrologer, he can detect or he can find out that you have this problem, that is a vrata or thing which was there in the family, it is discontinued. And then immediately person or patient may say, I am not having any idea about that. Then he may advise to go or he may advise to continue the same in future. So that's what the niyama or vrata says. And the homa, or it is says homa yajna havanadi, that is the worshipping the or offering certain samidha or the sticks in the form of the various herbal origin, then that is called homa or yajna, or that is also called havana. That is one meaning as told in Ayurveda Shabdakosha. And there are 5 yajna which are considered as Panchamaha yajna. The first one is Brahma yajna, that is a method of study. The study of Veda should be there. Then Pitra yajna, that is giving tarpana to the Pitra or giving pinda to Pitra, that is there in Charaka Samhita, Pitrabhyaha pindadaha syat. So you have to offer pinda to your ancestors. Then Deva yajna, that is offering certain amount of samidas to the fire, that is called homa. Then Bhuta yajna means giving bali or offering to the bhutas or amanusha shakti, then that is called bali. Then nruyajna or narayajna, that is atiti pujanam. You have to respect the people who are coming or visiting your house, and you have to give food them. Then that is called atiti pujana. So these are the panchamaha yajna: Brahma yajna, Pitra yajna, Daiva yajna or Deva yajna, then Bhuta yajna and Nra yajna. So this is in the form of positive energy. All these things will increase positive energy. In this aspect, I will explain you one thing. The Charaka Samhita, the original book of Charaka Samhita, when the students, when they are joining for first year MD, Ayurveda Siddhanta Samhita department, usually they are reluctant to read Samhita in original form with the Chakrapani Tika or any other Tika. Then usually what I do, what the best method I make them to read this Samhita is, I check their aura without Charaka Samhita book. Charaka Samhita book means the book in the form of this Lal Kitab, what I have shown you in the first class, this book. So this book. So I check their aura without Charaka Samhita book. Then I ask them to hold this book and walk for a long, then aura will be increased 3 or 4 times. So that's how they get some idea that this book is having a good positive energy. And few of my students, I got this information later after completing their MD. They used to keep this particular book as pillow, so that they thought that will induce positive energy very early, very quickly. So that's what the students think. But in real sense also, when you read Charaka Samhita or any Samhita continuously, you will get positive energy. Here he has mentioned like Veda Adhyayana. So instead of Veda Adhyayana, if you study the Ayurveda in the real sense, without mixing with the modern thing or anything else, you will get positive energy. And other yajnas and all, if you want, you can do it. And the last one, that Nara Yajna, the Atiti Pujana, that you can do, so that you will get the positive energy. And Bali or Upahara, there are two words, Bali and Upahara, and it is for the Bhuta Upasarga or Amanusha Upasarga. It is mentioned especially for Bhuta Vidya. Tesham Satkara Kamanam Prayateta Antaratmana Dhupa Bali Upaharamscha Bhakshanchaiva Upaharayet. Like the all the bhutas, or what we can call, when you give certain things in the form of food or eat, then they show positive energy on you. When you are not giving, or when you are not giving in the form of food, then they will show negative energy to you. It's just like uh, giving food to a person. Suppose a person who is dependent on you, and quite a few times you have given food, and all of a sudden you have stopped giving food to him, then he will become angry and he may harm you. Similarly, a place of worship in the form of Amanusha Upasarga or Amanusha, or in the form of Daiva here or Bhuta here, and you are giving Bali in the sense which gives Bala to that particular Bhuta. If it is continuously practiced for certain centuries or certain years, and if you stop in between, and then that will show you negative energy. If it is practiced continuously, then that shows positive energy. So difference between Bali and Upara is, Bali is offering something in the form of food, which we call as vegetarian food, like Pashuvarjita Puja, like the rice or Godhuma or Tila. These things, if it is cooked and if it is given for a certain energy, then you will get positive energy from that particular bhuta. So every bhuta is not inducing negative energy to you. If you worship with the satkara, satkara means you are praising him and you are giving something to eat, then that will show you positive energy. And upahara means sa pashuhu balihi. If the mamsa, rudhira, etc., in the form of vegetarian food, then, or if you kill a animal and if you give in the form of food, then that shows that is considered as upahara. So that is the difference between Bali and upahara. And in Ayurveda, both these are explained. Like you can see here, that is in Bali, the form of Bali, in most of the balagrahas, like Shakuni balagraha, where tila tandulaka, etc., or the laddu prepared of tila, it is used. In Revati graha, the godhuma, payasa, etc., are used. In Shita Putana, Mudgodana. Mudgodana is the kichdi prepared out of moong dal, that is used as offering to Shita Putana Devi. Then Naigamesha, where the various ladduka and sweets are utilized for preparing or giving bali. And for Pitragraha, again, it is in the form of using the vegetarian sources. And Nagagraha also, it is in the form of the giving bali. Bali in the sense, you keep everything in a place or in a plate and just offer, telling that this is your food. That is called bali. Or sometimes people used to rotate 3 times clockwise over the patient's body or over the patient's face, and then keep it. Then that is also called bali. Then upahara, it is advised for skandagraha, where the kukkuta, it is utilized there. And then skanda pasmara, it is pakwa mamsa that is meat which is cooked, that is utilized there. You just go through the text. I'm not explaining everything here. And in Putanagraha, Matsyaudana, the rice prepared out of fish, that is used for Bali. Then Andhaputana, that is Ama and Pakwa Mamsa, that is both unripened or cooked and uncooked meat. It is utilized in the offering of Andhaputana. Then for Gandharva Graha, Madhya and Mamsa are used. So this is how the Bali and Upahara are explained in the text. There are so many other examples I have not given here, but this is only the few examples, the difference between Bali and Upahara. Upahara means it is sa pashuhu balihi. Some animal or animal is killed and it is offered. That is called Upahara. Whereas in Bali, the animal is not killed. The sources of the other thing like dhanya, etc. are utilized and Bali is offered. So that is Bali and Upahara. And then you may ask, why you have to do this Daiva Pasha Chikitsa? You have so many medicines for Agantu factors or Bhuta Vidya. Here it is the answer. Purvam acharitaihi mantraihi Bhuta Vidya nidarshitaihi na shakya balibihi jetum yogaihi tan samupacharet. That is, you have to chant certain mantras which are explained in Bhuta Vidya, and you have to offer Bali, that is a certain Bali as explained in the text. And then if the disease is not cured, then only you have to give Yukti Vipassana Chikitsa or Yogas. That is the mantra and Bali that should be used as the first form of treatment in Bhuta Vidya. And then if it is not treated properly by Bhuta Vidya Chikitsa in the form of mantra and Bali, and then yogas, yoga ihitan samupacharet, that is the various medicines which are explained in Bratrays that should be utilized in the form of Yukti Vipassana Chikitsa. This is how the importance of the Vipassana Chikitsa is explained. So what we are doing in the clinical practice is we try everything with Yukti Vipassana Chikitsa, and if nothing is working, then only we think about Daiva Vipassana Chikitsa. But in reality, what Sushruta is explaining is try with the Mantra Chikitsa and Bali Chikitsa. If it is not done with the Mantra and Bali, then medicines should be given. That's why in my clinical practice, usually I use the Bali as first form of treatment, especially in Balagraha. In any Balagraha, I identify Balagraha with aura scanner as well as the symptomatology. And then I advise the parents to do at what Sushruta says, the physician should do Bali, but here in the real sense, sometimes it's not possible. But for a few children, I have performed Bali. And when Bali is done, like around 60 to 70% of the Balagraha Lakshanas will go. Then you give medicine. Like you don't give medicine means they think that only this will work, and they tell everything to the society that only if it is done, that is sufficient for your children. They advise for all their family members or friends. So to avoid that, what I say, you do this Bali and I'll give medicine, and after Bali, you take this medicine. So that's the best method to preserve the knowledge of Ayurveda, or to avoid the misuse of Ayurvedic knowledge. That's what I do that. So first, Daiva Vipassana Chikitsa should be performed and followed by Daiva Vipassana Chikitsa. And I'll conclude within 5 minutes. And this is how what I told, Mantra Aushadhi Mani is performed in Ayurveda. It says, Bijaratna Aushadhi Garbhaihi Kumbaihi Shitambupuritaihi. Take a pot and fill with the plain water and add so many Oshadas. Oshada means in the form of herbal medicines. Then Ratnas, various the precious stones. Then Bija, various seeds. And then it should be filled with water. And Samantraihi, you chant so many mantras to that particular kalasha. So that is called the putting positive energy to that particular water and kalasha. Samantraihi. Then take that pot and remove the water out of it and ask the patient to do bathing of that particular mantra. That water, that is snapayecha nadi tire va chatushpati. So either he should take bath near crossroad or nadi tire, in the bank of river. Then on the same area you should give bali, balim nivedya tatrapi. There only you have to give bali. The bali dravyas are mentioned. Pinyaka means tilapista. Palalam means it is again tilapista with the less amount of sneha. Then dhadi, curd. Then malyani, vichitrani. So many flower garlands should be used. Then mamsam pakvam apakvam tata. It is in the form of upahara. That is pakva mamsa and apakva mamsa should be utilized. Then alakadipate, you have to tell this mantra. Alakadipate yaksha sarameya ganadipa alarka justan etatme nirvisham kuru ma achirat. So this is a treatment of alarka visha, though the yukti upasya chikitsa is mentioned. And what author is telling in Sushruta Samhita that alarka visha, in alarka visha, agantu anubandha is there. To avoid agantu anubandha, you have to do Daiva Pashara Chikitsa also in the form of putting various dravyas in the form of mani, mantra, aushada. Then that water which is processed with mani, mantra, aushada, it is taken for bathing, and simultaneously you have to do bali and upahara also, and you have to chant mantra that you should be free from that particular alarkavisha or rabbit bite. And here Saramiya Ganadipa means it is the king of all dogs, that is Yaksha. The Yaksha is a Graha who is considered as a king of all dogs. So you pray the person who is connected to that. So here for Alarkavisha, the person connected is Yaksha, and you are praying that Alarkadipati, that is it is Alakadipati, it's mentioned. Alarkadipati, Yaksha Saramiya Ganadipa, Alarkajustam me Nirvisham Kuru. So the person should free from this particular alarkavisha. So you pray Yaksha, who is considered as god of all dogs. So this is how Daiva Pashara Chikitsa is important in the clinical practice. Though you are not getting any idea how it works, but it works. Based on this instrument and some other areas, you can explain it. But in real sense, just by reading the theory or just by assuming the things which are explained in the text, you are not getting anything. What you have to do is you have to practice, then only you can get the idea that these are the things which are having good positive energy, and that is useful for the patient. So with these words, let me conclude my talk, and I have few videos. If time permits, then I'll show you. Otherwise,
you can show.
Okay. So I have to stop this particular share, no? Or pause I have to do, or new share. Okay. So if it is there, I'll show you.
You can show the video. Yeah.
Okay.
And if there is an audio, then you have to clip the audio also. In that video.
Okay. Just I'll try it. Probably it will come. I'll see it. Otherwise. Probably it's not connecting, I think. I hope it's not moving. Otherwise, what I can do is, it's not.
You just directly share it through the screen. Hello, Professor Udupa. I think that. So, sir, if there is problem, then you can just start your discussion session. 1 minute, I have to call him. He's disconnected, he rejoined, and we will again bring back him in the discussion, and we will discuss whatever he has presented in his presentation. I think that he rejoined again. There is some problem. Sir, rejoin, you are disconnected. Sir, kindly rejoin. Yeah.
I did. Okay.
So we have a beautiful session after this. Professor Vaidya Rajesh Thakkar, he will present on the male and female infertility, as well as one very special session is also going on parallel. Vaidya Renuka Mahesh Kulkarni is already there is a scheduled web program is just going on in Ayush Darpan Journal Facebook page. So this Sunday you got so many knowledge, current continuously different lectures of the gynec and the Maulik Siddhanta, as well as the clinical Sambhasa. So it's a very beautiful Sunday. I hope that you got so much knowledge packed Sunday. I think that it is better. हमें उम्मीद है कि जुड़ जाएंगे वो अभी वो वीडियो के उसमें उनका सेशन जो का डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया. आई होप दैट he is now trying to join, and we will conclude within 10 to 15 minutes after a short discussion with him. As I am just looking that G. Prabhakar Rao ji is also present here. He is Commissioner of the ESI hospitals. संजय त्यागी जी, वैशाली जी, विकास भारद्वाज जी, अनुरुद्धा सालवे जी, दिव्या शर्मा जी, राबिया प्रवीण जी, अशोक मित्तल साहब, आरती जी, बलजीत कौर जी, भारती देश पांडे जी, रवि कुमार जी, all are present here. I think that our guest speaker will join within 5 to 10 minutes. I hope that yes, he joined, and so I'm just unmuting and making you sir again co-host, and I hope that you can unmute yourself, and so finally we will come on the discussion session. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just opening this session for discussion. So I'm unmuting all of you. I hope that anybody just want to interact with Professor Udupa regarding his lecture, then he or she can unmute himself or herself. आप लोग अपने आप को unmute कर सकते हैं और आप उनसे प्रश्न कर सकते हैं जी. So, sir, I think that G. Prabhakar Rao ji also joined, and so I hope that your comment is needed for this session. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Naveen ji and the presenter Udupa ji. This is very good session, and in fact, Daivapasya Chikitsa is a dry subject for many people.
Yeah.
But you made it very interesting, very interesting. And we need to have such kind of lectures to get the confidence on Daivapasya Chikitsa. So this is very nice session. I enjoyed with your talk, and one thing is very clear: we need to have such kind of things in print media also. I would like to read of your papers if you provide. So this is very nice, very nice. So there are many areas which we do not having some purva and para what you call anusandhan.
Yeah.
So there are many references of Daiva Vyapashraya in a scattered way
Yeah.
in all the samhitas.
Yeah.
But we need to have a compilation on this particular subject, and you make it one booklet for a Daiva Vyapashraya. Maybe it may be useful to those who are interested,
Okay.
like me also.
Okay.
So I think Ayush Darpan will take care of.
So I think that G. Prabhakar Rao sir has given his comment, and I think so many. Vaishali Deshpande ji, and yes, I'm just unmuting. Just ask your question. Yes, we have only 10 minutes, as another speaker will also join here. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Udupaji, for a very knowledgeable session.
Okay.
I have just one humble request to you. Please share your videos with Dr. Naveen sir, so
Yeah,
they will
definitely.
share it in the group, and we'll get the practical knowledge.
Okay,
Thank you
okay,
very
okay.
much, sir.
Okay, okay.
So surely, Professor Udupa, you just share your videos to me. I will share all the participants who are present here. Vikas Bharadwaj ji, as you are very much complimenting to Professor Udupa, so I am unmuting you. Yeah. Vikas Bharadwaj ji, boliye.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, I am very grateful to Naveen ji, doctor, for hosting Dr. Udupa, sir. I'm a great fan of his. And if not, if sir has time, I know he's a very busy person. I would like to request sir to enlighten us more on Ayurvedic topics regarding Chikitsa.
Okay.
Like he has been doing for the last 3 or 4 classes he has been doing. It's my humble request if he can spare some time for us weekly once, or if not fortnightly once.
Okay.
Yes, so I hope that Professor Udupa will definitely consider your request. As you are just observing that from last 3 Sunday is continuously giving the lectures on the special topic. मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा कि दिव्य पाश्चात्य चिकित्सा, जैसा कि जी प्रभाकर राव सर ने कहा कि इन विषयों पर लोग बहुत कम बोलते हैं। ये अभी भी एक ऐसे टॉपिक्स हैं जिनको थोड़ा सा लोग बोलने से बचते हैं। इनको ज्यादा बताने की जरूरत है। हमारी एक ऐसी विद्याएं हैं और विधाएं हैं जिनके बारे में लोगों को ज्यादा जानकारी होनी चाहिए। I hope that, but I am just very much delighted that in Facebook as well as the YouTube your lecture बहुत पसंद किया गया है। इसको काफी लोगों ने इसको शेयर किया है, बहुत व्यूज आए हैं इसके। Yes. So any other question or interaction if you want, then I can unmute you. Anurita Salve जी, कुछ पूछना चाहेंगे आप? जी आप अपना कमेंट दे दीजिए इनको। आप महाराष्ट्र से हैं, क्लिनिकल संभाषा में बहुत एक्टिव रहती हैं। मैं आपको अनम्यूट कर रहा हूँ। चलिए, तो मुझे लगता है कि शायद सब बहुत खुश हैं आपके लेक्चर से। एवरीबॉडी हैज एंजॉयड दिस लेक्चर, सो आई एम थैंकफुल टू प्रोफेसर उडुपा एंड आई होप दैट मोर लेक्चर्स। Yes, 2 participants, Ashok Mittal sahab also raised his hand. So Mittal sahab, just introduce yourself and just if you want to comment something, you can comment. Yeah.
Sir, good evening. Myself, Dr. Ashok Mittal from Rajasthan, Jodhpur. The session was very good and very informative. Just I want to know which book you advise for the combination of Ayurveda, astrology, and karma vibhag.
That's what you have to follow. But usually, I don't do the astrological consultation, as I have very clear that I study only Ayurveda. That's why I get the help from some astrologer who are very good at understanding or assessing the problem. I get the astrological consultation if it is really needed, and they advise some karma vibhag and all. Otherwise, for beginners, to understand the concept behind Daivapashraya, Ayurveda, and Karma Vipaka, the Veera Simhavalokana is best.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So,
Dr. Udupaji, can I speak?
Prabhakar Rao ji asking something. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Sir, there is a chapter dedicated for Karma Vipaka in Vaidya Chintamani and Basavaraji.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's there. It's there.
It's there.
So-
And you can consult that one also, because you
Yeah.
see these two classics are from South India.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Basavarajiyam and
It's
Vaidya
there.
Chintamani. Both
Ah,
the
yeah,
books
it's
are in Telugu we have, and in Kannada also. Because Basavaraju is from Kannada. What I
Yeah.
So these are the very important books for Karma Vipaka. I think
Yeah.
there is a big chapter in that book also we have. Okay.
Yeah, it is there. It is there. What I told, it's a combined thing of Ayurveda, astrology, Karma Vipaka. But there are many books on Karma Vipaka, like what you told. We can consider that also.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So it's our pleasure that you give your precious time on the platform. So definitely, I hope that the participant already requested you to give some more lectures on these topics as they are very much interested. So I hope that whenever you got time in Sunday or fortnightly, we can organize the same time with same meeting ID and password. So thank you, sir. A lot of good wishes to you. And we again bring back to you to Ayush Darpan Journal's Facebook page as well as the YouTube page. So thank you, sir. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Good evening and good night.
Good night.